Hi my YouTube friends, I apologise for the lighting. I had planned to do this much earlier today, but the day got away and the light is fading fast and I do have to put a desk lamp on, so my apologies. Yes, it's been a while, and thank you to those of you who have sent messages saying that you missed me, and I felt really bad because I didn't know that I would be missed, but more so, I really didn't think that I had much to add to the planner world. It certainly has evolved from the early days, and yeah, and I think one of the main reasons I haven't been on, apart from overwork or sick or other reasons as well, is that I didn't have much to add as far as the changes that, you know, I pretty much stayed with a system that was working for me, and didn't know that I could really input anything that would be of value to anyone. So that's probably the main reason. But of course, the last 2 to 3 years I really have lived in this Appunto Slim from Gillio, and it's housed my Hobonichi weeks. Last year I certainly trialled it with the mega weeks, which I really didn't need. I think the normal weeks certainly suits my world, but one of the things, while the format actually worked a treat for me, I'm happy to do a video on this if you would like, but one of the things that probably got to me was that the fact that I was having to redo these lists every year. I don't know how the bullet journal girls go doing this with every book. It would, yeah, no. I'm about minimising the time I spent doing these things rather than having to redo things over and over again. While there's a way for this, because obviously your gift ideas change from year to year and things like that, you know, there are some lists certainly that you can do, but on the whole, the mere thought of having to do this every year just, yeah, blew me away. So, but I have moved away. I think I needed a change. I needed an aesthetic change, and I'm a person who does like, you know, change is as good as holiday, so they say. So that's probably one of the main reasons. I just thought, yeah, maybe I can, I was getting a little bored and just needed a bit of a kickstart into something new. So I certainly listened to some people about the Jibun Techo, and while the layout didn't really appeal to me, because the Hobonichi weeks was certainly working for me, it's probably the main reason why it took me so long to try it out. And certainly when I got it, I bought it in Japan, and when I got home I needed a cover, so I bought a different cover, and while I absolutely loved it, in fact I adored it, it just didn't have the Gillio back pocket, and I'm sorry, that's just the main thing for me when it comes to Gillio. Apart from the leather and the workmanship, it is that back pocket that's just, it just speaks Gillio to me. So I just got this a couple of days ago, and it's the B6 Appunto in Croco Red, and this is kind of how I've set it up. You probably don't need me to go into all of this, but I keep just a little Hobonichi notebook at the front because you just need to sort of, you know, scratch things down. It's really just ideas, and while the ideas book is for that, I've got a different purpose for it. I just need something I can just scribble some notes in, something that's quick and easy to grab. So I basically did that. I think I've also got a stencil in there as well. Just some stickers and little pretty things to look at. I did the artwork on this myself, which is pretty much of a disaster. I didn't really like it, but anyway, it actually doesn't go too bad in this. Gives a bit of a contrast, and I just attacked it one night with some paint and stencils and stamps, and yeah, that was what I ended up with. So pretty sad, but never mind. On the inside I've just got some sticky notes and page flags, and this is one of the Jibun Techo stickers, which I love because like they're perforated, so you can just take off what you want. It's so fantastic, I love it. Then my family collage for this year. My kids are scattering all over the country and the world actually, so it was really important for me to get some good photos and memories of these wonderful people in my life. And yeah, so she's in Colorado at the moment skiing, and I'm so green. How can you be envious of your own daughter? But yeah, she's living the dream. This one's just moved to Boston, USA last week. This one is following her in a few months' time. This one has just graduated and living in a different city. This one lives in a different city and is getting married later this year. So they're scattering everywhere, and gosh, I miss them. I really miss them. Okay, more. I actually like these to-do lists, so I post-it ones. So I generally have some of those. That's what I use for a really quick to-do list, like shopping list or whatever. Don't know why I don't use my phone, but I do. I don't really. I have a whiteboard or in my kitchen, and anything that I run out of, it just goes on that board. I don't know why I just don't take a photograph, but I don't. I sit down and write out my little note. So there you go. This is just a pocket that can house sort of little things, and so that sort of helps corral everything, and you can pull everything out with that. Some more post-its, but just for decoration purposes. I mean, who's going to write on those? I don't write on those. I put my personal goals. I stuck my personal goals for 2019 at the front. What I haven't done is worked out a tracking plan for how these goals are actually working out. I realised for my 2018 goals actually worked well. They worked well. I achieved most of them, to tell you the truth. I was quite pleased with myself in that respect. But this year I want to sort of be a little bit more intentional on some of these goals and how I'm actually going to work toward achieving them, rather than just let them happen, which is what I've pretty much always done. The front pages in the Jibun, I've either stuck pages on or just washi over the top with my own list to make these sort of work for me. So I have my bucket list. The yearly calendar I do refer to, so that's the yearly overview, and I've just listed school holidays in different states and also significant calendar events at work, family events. This hasn't got a label, but this is my planner/journal collection and what I'm actually using them for. My weekly plan, which was a bit of a test to see how I was going to use the week, so that was quite helpful. So I blocked in the things that I'm regularly doing. So I will always spend Tuesday morning in my office. I will always spend Friday afternoon in my office. They're just two givens. And then I have these things that are out. So I wrote here something that I heard many, many years ago. A wise man once said, split your day into 3 sections, because my vocation, we do have a habit of being on call 24/7, and the downside to that is that we can work very, very, very long hours, and it's not good for one's health or one's social life, I must admit. So he said, yeah, split your day into 3 sessions, morning, afternoon and evening session, and only work 2 blocks. 2 of those sessions every day, and that way you will sort of stick to a reasonable kind of work hour, you'll stick to a reasonable kind of weekly hours instead of the horrendous ones that we can actually fall into the trap of doing. My medical pages, which need filling out and I just can't be bothered. My wish list, inspiration page, getaways, when I get emails for cheap flights and I'll book them, it's just a way of recording them because so I've already done one and I notice I haven't actually put in the flight details and what I paid for, or the dates, so I need to put that in my calendar. Books, TV shows, movies, podcasts, music isn't there, I need to add music in there. Gift ideas, my pending pages, things I'm waiting on. Online classes I decided to put in because I don't know if there's anybody else out there like me, but you know, I've ordered I've paid for online classes. I do maybe a couple of, but I don't complete them. I want a list of what I've actually paid for, and I really need to work on achieving them. So I will do that. Then I come to the these ones, the monthly tracking pages, and was sort of testing out what I might use for tracking. I didn't like this idea in December, plus that's when I sort of crashed and burned and ended up in hospital, so it kind of went, yeah, well, this went out the window. So this month I'm trying to do a colour system. I'm not sure that's working for me either, so this is still a work in progress. Then I come to the monthly pages. I have to admit I'm a plain kind of girl. I really like the look of that. It's clear, it's easy to see. I get to this and I thought, oh, I'll stamp, you know, have a bit of a play, and really didn't like that one little bit. This was the Hobonichi stamp, which didn't kind of fit the boxes, so it was a bit dumb to actually do it, but I did it anyway. However, colour-wise, I can see that all the orange are the days that I was having off, and the purples were things work-wise that were important. So it gave me a visual, but it just kind of didn't quite work. This month doesn't work for me either. I'm not a sticker girl. I have no idea why I put all those stickers on there, but I did. I think because I just wanted to use them up, and so just had a bit of a frenzy and sticking them all over the page, and it's really, yeah, I'm not terribly fussed. So yeah, not doing that again. I did use the Jibun Techo tabs, but notice that the first one I put on the wrong place. So yeah, when I went to that, or went to go to that this week, oh, I can't do that. It's Monday the 7th. I swear I have looked at that thinking that was a 1 when I initially did it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so how am I actually making this work? Well, when I first got back, this was the week before I went back to work from being on holidays for 3 months, and so just decided to have a bit of a play and see how that would work. And this was my first week back at work, so I decided at the top to have like important things, priorities, family things. My daughter was in New Zealand at the time, so I had a little note of where she was, and so I knew what she was doing. So anything important I put up there. People that were coming to stay, I have people coming and going quite a bit, so I need to know who to pick up from the airport, or when people are arriving, so they need a bed. So yeah, so that's at the top. Then the middle, that bigger section there, is my calendar, and I tried the boxes for things that were requiring me to be out for anything. So meetings that I had out, probably meetings. Do I have any meetings in my office? I have meetings both out and in my office, but anyway. So yeah, that was the box system. Then the to-dos here, which this is where I sort of come unstuck because not quite enough room. I really like the idea of having a little personal thing for the day. So I've got here dinner at Il Parco, and I immediately think of that dinner when I see that, which I really quite like. It makes the planner a little bit more, I don't know, it makes it a bit more personable, and yeah, it gives me a nice feeling. So I've written here pictures and update from my daughter in New Zealand, and she sent the most amazing pictures. This is from a girl who never takes pictures and hates having pictures taken of her. So she sent me these amazing pictures and I loved it, and I've got laughed at little angels coming in with arms outstretched. That was the nativity play. I thought they were little birds that were going to fly away or something. They were so funny. So it's really nice to sort of look at those little notes and not that I've kept it up, but where possible, that's what I want to do. The second week, I decided to try a bit of colour. So the purple I can see were times that I had work. So I didn't have a lot of office time, which means that I couldn't really do much. I couldn't really work on my to-do list very much at all. So plus my day went into the evening, which meant that this little to-do section was non-existent really. So that's where this doesn't quite work, when I've got an extra long day. So where I do have to start in the morning, and I've certainly got night appointments, which, you know, I do, so it's difficult. So I'm still trying to work on that. I really like the section on, you know, how I'm feeling, so I can see here, I was in bed all day, tired from yesterday, migraine, long day but productive, exhausted, not surprised from a 3-day migraine. So, but I still had to do all that through those migraines. Gosh, I remember that, it was awful. But I lived on some fairly strong painkillers through that time just to get me through. Then the next week, I had 3 days off. Green is my time, and this was graduation week for 2 of my kids. So, and then we had an early Christmas, family Christmas, because I had 3 of them that were either going to be out of the country or interstate. So I thought, no, that can't happen. I need to have a Christmas with my kids. So I made them all come a couple of weeks, or a week earlier, and we had Christmas that weekend instead. So yeah, not a lot happening work-wise after having 3 months off. I'm barely back 2 weeks, and I have 3 days off, but it gets better because then the following week, on the Monday, I had to have some injections at the hospital, and I had a reaction, a rather nasty reaction. So I've been on pretty much sick leave since then, to be honest. And while I tried to come home, it didn't work, and I ended up in another hospital. So it's all been a pretty horrendous time. But all's on the mend now. Everything's fine. But yeah, so my planner system didn't really get a good go on, because yeah, I ended up sick, and I still had things to do, make sure that things got done, and then I just started personal things. So that's why there's no colour, because I must have filled that in before, and that's a locum doing some things for me. So, but this is mainly all personal stuff. I don't have time to work, do I? No, I don't really, but anyway, I have to. So that's this week, which I haven't really been at work either. So I've been trying to do a bit at home to get myself physically able to sort of head back to work. So I've been working like a Trojan at home with decluttering and cleaning and doing all kinds of things. So that's why I've had a bit of a long list. But I'm really liking the vertical system. Now at the back, I put this board there, which acts as a kind of stabiliser for when I'm needing to write. So that's actually working well. This is just a little Ziploc bag that I put there. I had some things in it, and then I ended up taking them out to put them in the other cover, because I didn't have any pockets. So I improvised and put that there. So yeah, this is the ideas book. Again, I attacked it with some paint, and I'm using this for my lists. So I haven't quite finished writing things in. What have I done? Oh, decluttering, you see. I've already started the decluttering. So that's how I'm using the ideas book, so that I don't have to repeat writing the list. So hopefully that will work well. Now in the back, I just have some stickers and stencils. I think they're weather stickers, page lifter. I'm using a Pilot Decimo. One thing I don't have here yet is my blotting paper. So I just have a sheet of blotting paper that usually just sits there for quick ease of use. But because I've been home, I just use one of these mini blotters. I bought this, oh no, sorry, I didn't buy. I had this Starbucks thing that I only just found a couple of days ago, and I thought, oh, I love Starbucks. I've not got anything in there, but of course, you know, this was what I missed in the other one, so I'm so happy to have a Gillio back for my planner. I think I'll always be a Gillio girl. So there you are. There is my B6 Jibun Techo in the B6 Gillio Appunto, which is my planner choice for 2019. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.